the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, two teams start fresh for their first game of the season, both squads believing this will be a great year. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Chicago Bulls in their house, United Center. For Chicago, they've got the benefit of starting out the season right at home in an atmosphere that's getting ready to explode to celebrate opening night. They are going to be amped to go after win number one. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning of the season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
You can hear the roar here at the United Center. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the 5, home in the paint.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And that one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Outside Jordan for 3, and he gets it to go. Jordan's got his first 3 points of the game.
Back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range, trading blows from behind the arc.
Irving's shot is good.
Kevin, that's a really sweet stroke from Irving there.
On defense, Cleveland. Outside Jordan. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
Jordan's gone 2 for 2 so far from 3. Pippen against Irving. And Love has it in the corner. James dishes to Thompson. James kicks to Love. That 3 off the mark.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
And that one's good. 8 points for Michael Jordan.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Tyronn Lue.
Well, I asked him what strategy they were going to use at the offensive end, and he told me that they did not want to have to rely on their perimeter game. Instead, he plans to exploit what he described as a mismatch on the interior, saying, quote, "We have the talent inside to make things very difficult on them. We're going to use it." Kevin?
Thanks a lot, Doris. The Cavaliers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. LeBron against Jordan. Pass to Love. And they get it. No good. And it's Chicago the other way. Here, matched up against Cleveland, is how they'll kick off the new season.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, with 2 teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. This game is important.
And Robinson throws it down hard.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
And they are starting to pull away here as their shots continue to fall.
Yeah, I agree with you. A big run taking place right now, and it looks to be the beginning of the end.
And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on him in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
O'Neal's checked in for Robinson. Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Smith. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Out to Bird. From the arc. Another three for Chicago.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Irving with a clean look. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Bulls have had a great rebounding team for a long time now. Last season was no different.
Yeah, so many categories to measure how well a team rebounds. The Bulls were in the top 3 in almost all of them.
They get the rebound and stolen by Kyrie Irving. There's 1:40 left in the first. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
As for the Bulls and rebounding, I mean, they were second in the league in winning contested rebounds. That's another data analytics stat for you folks. Second overall in total rebounds, too.
And Channing Frye gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Leitner's checked in for Chicago. Drexler comes in for Johnson. Mozgov, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Shumpert comes in for Irving.
And with the big men the Bulls have, it's easy to see why they rebound so well. But make no mistake, guards and bigs alike rebound well on this Bulls team.
Well, we know that Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
That's good from Mozgov.
And credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders, but thus far he's proved to be worth it.
That one is no good.
And the Mozgov trade, guys, for the Cavs, I think can be viewed as their big turning point in the season. He completely changed the defense of their team. He was that missing piece of the puzzle.
The Bulls leading by 15 to the middle. And Pippen gets it to go.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
The drive by Jordan from 13, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside.
Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. They set the screen. Clock at 6. Fry passes to James. And another 3 for Cleveland.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Here's Jordan. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
LeBron, no good. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. It's Chicago up by 15. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season.
For me, at a younger age, I was never even keel. We would win a playoff game when I was younger. I was excited out of my mind, and then you would lose, and I was the worst person in the world. But I think at this point in my career, I kind of stay even. One game shouldn't affect the next game. You know, you go out and play as hard as you can, live with the results.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him, nothing rattles him.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Chicago.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
On the floor for Cleveland getting going here in the second. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Amon Shumpert is out there with Kevin Love. And it's Thompson in at the 5 down low. Here's Smith, looking for his first basket still in this one. Irving, good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow. But Fred Hoiberg was a good choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
And here's Smith. John Stockton getting his 3 to go moments ago. Lets it go with the 3. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Thompson.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
No good from Jordan. The Cavaliers trail by 15. Irving with it, picked up by Stockton. Thompson, a screen on Stockton. And it's Smith missing.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
Chicago making some changes. Malone comes in for cool hands, and it's Johnson in for Jordan. And so it's Cleveland with it. Irving kicks to Smith. Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
Outside Irving. Tipped away. Stolen by Robinson. And here comes the break. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Come on now. Did they really just pull that off?
That was an outstanding play.
I tell you what, there are alley-oops, and then, fellas, there are alley-oops.
Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Irving kicks to Smith. To the inside. Here's Thompson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's sixth man of the year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career-high 55% from the floor.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
Smith wide open. He fired. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
From deep, Rose. The shot will not go, and Cleveland will come the other way. Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA, and Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable play.
Good point. Here's Irving following the score by Derrick Rose. On the wing, Irving. He's got 8.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Love with the screen on Rose. Irving with the ball. It's a pick by Love. Shot clock at 6. Out to Smith. Fires the 3. And he gets it to go. Smith's got 9.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
And here we go, the Bulls, fast break, and it's Pippen slamming it down.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me, executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the donkey. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
Now here's Shaq. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's Shaquille O'Neal with the foul. That's his first foul. Some changes for Chicago. Leitner's checked in for Malone. Drexler comes in for Magic Johnson. And Michael Jordan subbed in for Derrick Rose.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
1:10 left to play here in the half. Fry with the ball. He's picked up by O'Neal. Drexler against Smith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. O'Neal with the rebound. The Bulls leading by 16. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. That's good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Here's Dellavedova. Following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal. Here's Fry. Knocked away.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
One-on-one here. And the rejection by Pippen. Drexler kicks to Shaq. Cavaliers with the rebound.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
James. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when you can throw it down like that.
Yes, sir.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Bulls lead by 19. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, LeBron, aside from you, it became a real struggle on the offensive end. What are they doing?
They're doing a good job of keeping the ball in front of them, just contesting our shots. We got to continue to move the ball from one side to another and get some good looks. But when we get them looks, we got to knock them down as well.
LeBron, thank you. Kevin, they're going to make this a jump shooting team.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. A pumped up home crowd is our backdrop for this halftime analysis. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. And let's go to Kenny. What'd you think of their first half?
What a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic. That's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, when you look at the opponent field goal percentage, that tells the whole story. They gave up way too many good looks. When they come out of the break, they got to play way tougher, Ernie. Get those hands up. Get in your opponent's face. Do something.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen.
Jordan having a terrific game. He has 20 points, and he's added to his numbers by hitting 4 shots from the three-point line.
And really now you can tell the defense starting to have second thoughts in terms of how they're going to play him. That's 12 points from long range.
And Chicago has possession. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
They've got Pippen. Johnson is out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's Robinson, and it's Bird in at the 4 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And the layup is good. Bird's got 12.
You know, you look back on the Bulls' record last year with 27 home wins. That's pretty solid. Same exact total as they had the year before. They haven't gone below 500 at home since 2008.
Now here's James. He's got 11. The screen from Thompson. Smith for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Bird's got 5 rebounds tonight. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
And a big part of why the Bulls are tough at home is this crowd. I mean, sold out every game last season, led the league in total attendance for 6 straight seasons, averaging over 21,000 fans per game.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. James against Jordan. The drive by James. The kick out to Irving. And it's off from 3-point range.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Offensive rebound. And the rejection by Love. And they'll keep possession. And the Bulls, another 3. Cleveland's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. Timeout called, Cleveland. Guys, just watching Kevin Love, he brings so much to the table. But if you had to pick one thing, Clark, it might be the rebound.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not super athletic, doesn't blow you out of the water with his athleticism, but a few seasons back, this guy averaged 15 rebounds a game.
And Cleveland making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Irving dishes to Thompson. Now the pass to James. Love outside. And another miss by Cleveland.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Cleveland's head coach was saying to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through LeBron. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Stockton's checked in for the Bulls. And he sinks the second.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
And James throws it down.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
Here's Irving after the Bulls pick up 2. Love with the screen on Stockton. No good from Irving.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Here's Bird. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get, but Again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Irving with the ball. Picked up by Stockton. Love with the screen on Stockton. Irving kicks to Love. From 13, here's Thompson. Nice work on the boards. It's paying off with the basket.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
From deep, Jordan, good. Jordan's got 28 points for the game.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Irving passes to LeBron. To the middle. Here's Thompson. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
Now here's Bird. 14 points for him. 1:35 left in the third quarter of the game, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Irving can't hit. Chicago's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And it's Shumpert penetrating. Love with a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to James. Love's got 5 points so far.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Well, the Bulls shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. 3-pointer from Stockton. Thompson with the rebound. Cleveland's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. To the inside, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Thompson's gotten all 3 of his shots to fall for him. 3 for 3. Here's Robinson, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Muscle flex time on that jam.
He wanted these people to hear that one.
I tell you what, the force was with him on that one.
For Cleveland, they've gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. LeBron against Jordan. James. David Robinson with the rebound. Robinson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's what you need to pull that off.
And you do. You have to have both ends of that play, and they were fantastic on that one.
And that is good. And that's 15 points for LeBron.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Bulls out front, running away with this one. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The Cavaliers shooting the ball at 42%. On the court for Cleveland. Williams is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Channing Frye. Then it's James Jones. And it's Mozgov in at the 5. There's the feed to Frye. Out to the right wing. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Shaq.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
And the media deal in place says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676, almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
Good on the second free throw. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
They set the screen to the middle. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Malone. Pushing it up. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Malone. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Chicago.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points. Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Williams against Rose. Kicks it to Dellavedova. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Williams kicks to Dellavedova. Picked by Mozgov. Williams with the ball, and Drexler picking him up. 4 on the clock. Picked by Mozgov. Williams inside the line. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Oh, and the jam by Rose.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Here's O'Neal. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups formed in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
And Cleveland making a change here. McRae's checked in.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
And it's Dellavedova missing.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that. A little bit of a magic act here, pulling off the Houdini to make that catch and slam.
Stupendous alley-oop.
I think the crowd is still stunned by that one.
Mozgov a screen on Rose. And Jones has it in the corner. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova.
Assist from.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And here's Iverson outside. The shot is off. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Jones dishes to Mozgov. Here's Dellavedova.
And just way too early to tell how this year's group of rookies will turn out. But just from an early look, they seem to be a group that can contribute. They're definitely not going to be a class with a small impact on the league.
Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
2 minutes.
1:57 left to play here in the fourth. Right wing. And here's Fry for 3. That's good.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
And here's Rose outside. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Mozgov's got his third rebound on the night. Here's Dellavedova. Drexler defending. Feeds to Fry. Here's the three. Chicago grabs the miss.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. And this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Chicago.
But, Steve, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to him.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early, and you're going to be seeing them that often.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Jordan. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
On its way from Rose for 2. Mozgov grabs the board. Here's Iverson. Offensive rebound. Pass to Drexler. Takes a 3. Drexler with another miss. 17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Jones the pass to Dellavedova. Mozgov a screen on Iverson. Dellavedova kicks to Fry. And another miss by Cleveland. Now Shaq. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time. But first, the post-game show with Ernie Johnson just a few aisles above us.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, so is Shaquille O'Neal. Time now for some highlights as we take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game. We watched a marvelous third quarter from him, and he basically put the game on ice at that point. And from that point on, they were in control.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.